Hello and welcome to the Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. It is Monday, October 11, 2021. Here we are. It's crazy to think we're already so far into the month of October. Any surprises in store for us? Well, right now, market's sure in an interesting place. I'm just going to quickly reference. Yeah, you know what? Actually, Dixie ticking up a little bit today. I wonder where things are going to head right now. Bitcoin, of course, crypto markets, unless you've been sleeping under a rock all weekend long, of course, are picking up a lot of steam. Bitcoin is up, well, it seems like since we wrapped the show up on Friday, I feel like we're up almost 10% on Bitcoin over the weekend and still holding on to those gains in the, well, earlier part of the week. The Monday trading session has begun. And here we are. Bitcoin 57,000-ish right now. Yeah, $57,450. Suddenly renewed. I think a lot of bullishness in space.
This is hilarious.
What's that?
This is hilarious, but now there's a really bad rainstorm that's affecting my over-the-air connection.
Oh dear, yes, that's of course the voice of lead analyst here at CC, Alex Pearson, who of course is tuning into us with his 4G, his LTE on. Of course, your internet's down again at home, so you're falling back on the wireless today. So guys, if Alex does go down during the course of the show, bear with us. Now there's a storm brewing. How else is everything going for you else? How's the weekend?
I mean, yeah, things are fine. I wish I could get any sort of movement on the internet around here.
Word. Yes, some of the pitfalls.
That island time.
Yes, some of the pitfalls, indeed. All right, let me just do a quick adjustment here,
Yeah,
guys.
I have a feeling this is not going to.
Well, no worries, bro. We'll bear with you in the meantime because you know the next 30. Yeah, we hear you fine, but the next 30 minutes or so is going to be mostly me on the mic going over the news. So hang back if you have to, and good luck in that storm heading your way. With that said, guys, let's go ahead and I'm just going to make another adjustment here. One more, guys. I know this audio is a constant struggle. I'm gonna up my volume just a little bit to match Alex's levels coming in. We should be coming in nice and loud. Let me know if audio levels are good today, guys. Let's go ahead and get into it. Jason's with us this afternoon as well. How's it going, big guy? How's the weekend training session?
Oh, well, you know me. I don't usually tend to trade on the weekends. It usually ends up being a wash, and we did see that pretty heavy sell-off there at the end of the Sunday. A day that sold off almost like $2,000 within like the hour, and then all of a sudden we got bought all the way back up. So bulls definitely didn't want to let it sit there.
Yeah, I remember we were DMing.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
Yeah, we were in the middle of the weekend. I remember it was right back here. I'm gonna flip my chart to the hourly, and it was suddenly the price popped right up here on the hourly before the close, and I was like, oh baby, we're about to break out, and then suddenly sold hard into
56.8, I think, and all of a sudden it was down to 54.4 like within the hour.
Yep, I thought that was it.
Quick.
I thought that was it. I thought like, okay, that was the last pump of the weekend. Here Monday's gonna open bloody, but alas, we're not there yet, guys. We're gonna get into the charts in just a few minutes. Alex will take us through his latest.
Gotta love being a hodler, right?
I know, right? I whether market's up or down, my trading's. One more time, Alex.
See, this internet thing is not looking so hot, guys.
No worries, bro.
I
Hey,
hear you there.
don't put yourself through any unnecessary aggravation if your internet's not working. No worries, bro. Just hang back. If anything, Jason can take the lead today. No sweat. All right, let's continue, guys. We have, of course, a chock-filled hour and a half of content for you. Got a bit of news we're gonna run through today before we get into the crypto bubbles. We'll shed out the audience today, and yeah, we'll get into the TA as well. We have a TA segment coming up in about 30 minutes. Finally, we will get to your requests in the latter half of the show, including opening the D-Live chest. So glad to have everybody here. Let's get into it. All right, Jason, I hear a bit of my echo coming through your speakers.
Oh, do you?
Just a touch. Just a touch. Let's go ahead and get into it, guys. First article today, I'm mostly just going to touch on, of course, the title, which is Bitcoin's $100,000 price target returns as Bitcoin price breaks out of the bull pennant. Bullish analogy appears as Bitcoin reserves across all crypto exchanges fall to their lowest levels in the previous 12 months, suggesting that holding sentiment among traders. All right, I'm not going to get into the TA because, you know, we got the finest TA the internet has to offer on our show. So really, this article here from Cointelegraph, I merely wanted to use for today's leading headline. Not much more to add here because we got TA coming up. Let's get into this next piece coming from U.Today. We have JP Morgan CEO, Bitcoin is, quote, worthless. Once again, CEO of JP Morgan Chase, Jamie Dimon, drew parallels between Bitcoin and cigarettes. JP Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon took a shot at Bitcoin during the Institute of International Finance annual membership meeting on October 11th. I guess that's today, claiming that the largest cryptocurrency is, quote, worthless. I personally think Bitcoin is worthless, he stated. He went on to question the cryptocurrency scarcity and implied that its hard cap of 21 million coins could be changed. I'll just challenge the group to one other thing, he says. How do you know it ends at 21 million? You all read the algorithms. You guys all believe that? I don't know. I've always been a skeptic of stuff like that. Really not digging into the consensus algorithm, huh?
JP Morgan needs time to accumulate more Bitcoin.
Right.
That's one way to interpret this. When asked why Dimon allows JP Morgan's clients to have exposure to Bitcoin, the billionaire banker compared investing in the benchmark crypto to trading cigarettes. I don't think you should smoke cigarettes either, but our clients are adults that make their own decisions. In early August, the biggest U.S. bank launched an in-house Bitcoin fund for deep-pocketed clients. Back in September 17, Dimon claimed that he would fire any trader who would touch the flagship crypto. and you guys know the rest of the story. So Diamond once again sounding off, and I'm sure there'll be another opportunity for him to stick his foot in his mouth, but this was just another one. He, I guess, jumped happily at the opportunity of doing so. But you know how it goes, guys. You know, you've read the the Bitcoin algorithms, right? Satoshi sent you your copy of the Bitcoin algorithms. I don't know if you read in there, but I'm really skeptical of all that stuff. 21 million what? I don't know. Doesn't sound right to me. Signed, JB Diamond. All right, let's go ahead and get into the next piece. Shout out to JB Diamond on this Monday afternoon as Bitcoin keeps bumping. Rising U.S. debt could deliver solid gains for Bitcoin in Q4, according to data presented by finbold.com. Let's have a look at this piece. Maintain your skepticism. Bloomberg Intelligence chief commodity strategist Mike McGlone has shared his thoughts on Bitcoin for the fourth quarter 2021 on earlier today on Monday. Through his Twitter account, McGlone said that the world's flagship crypto price would increase substantially in the final quarter of 2021, having previously predicted a price of about $100,000 earlier this year. Indeed, the commodity strategist revealed, in light of growing U.S. debt and mounting concerns about the possibility of a default, Bitcoin may be entering a unique price increase phase for the fourth quarter, as data indicates the market is developing confidence into the coding that determines the crypto supply, according to McGlone. Go figure. This is like a direct commentary or a direct rebuttal to the JP Morgan comment from just a last article here saying, quote, relative to rising U.S. debt and tensions over potential defaults, Bitcoin may be entering a unique phase for Q4 price rise as markets gain trust in the code that defines the crypto supply. The debt ceiling drama may work against managers that avoid allocations to Bitcoin. All right, well, go figure. These two articles, it's funny how things align oh so nicely sometimes. With these articles, with these stories, the events, a bit of synchronicity in the universe. And Diamond talking about, I don't know about these algorithms. You really believe in the 21 million hard cap? And, you know, maybe in some sense it is a valid criticism, valid argument. And I think this is the reason why Bitcoin is positioned as kind of the market leader. I think most of us in tune to these matters feel that Bitcoin is the hardest to fork, the hardest to change or edit at this point. Like, you know, it'd be catastrophic for any Bitcoin market participant to even consider editing some of the, you know, the code is law, you know, tenets of that is Bitcoin's consensus algorithm, including things like its inflation schedule and the 21 million-ish hard cap. There will be efforts. I'm sure there will be efforts in the future to maybe undermine this and maybe try to get consensus or raise community support for some kind of tweak to this. But the beauty of Bitcoin and the reason why it is the leading asset that it is, and there is so much confidence in it. It is the maybe the final escape, the final flight to safety, really, across all assets, not just crypto. And I think the reason for that is because many of us are aware it is basically set in stone at this point. Bitcoin is incredibly difficult to fork or tweak at this point, and something like 21 million coin change pretty much completely off the table. So there you have it. Let me see here. So is there really much more to add to this piece? In addition to what this data hints, the economist also noted that managers who shun Bitcoin allocations, I think I already met this part, might find themselves at a disadvantage due to the debt ceiling crisis. Notably, McGlone considers that the limited supply of Bitcoin, which has a ceiling of about 21 million coins, is another factor pushing the price up to 100,000. Historically, as Bitcoin mining difficulty increased, the value of the current quantity of coins has increased. Thus, owing to this feature, proponents argue that Bitcoin's is the greatest inflation hedge. Indeed, we all know how Bitcoin's supply dynamic works, blah blah blah. And I guess what this article points out is that in the context, in the backdrop of global financial uncertainty, with something like a debt crisis and just endless money printing. Whether or not you actually believe in these narratives, this is the one that Bitcoin seems to thrive in when it comes to attracting, investors, whether, I guess, now increasingly so institutions. But with that said, enough on this topic. Let me continue into this next piece. Also comes from Finbold. Yes, the SHIB runaway success. Is there a new top dog in town? SHIB's trading volume is 2x higher than Doge's, despite 3x lower market cap. It really is marvelous. entertaining, I guess I should say, to see the rise of SHIB, and in many ways it seems like the retail as a new favorite dog in this race, continuing its positive retracement, blah blah. Man, this is going to get into technical nonsense. So really, I'm not going to dive much further because I really don't have much, love for either Doge or SHIB or much of the memery in this space. But I just want to highlight that it goes to show you that these memes are like trends that fade, that come and go relatively quickly, flash in the pan, perhaps. Obviously SHIB is selling a big vision for what they want for their project, but just goes to show you consumers are fickle, and quite quickly the volume can in fact shift toward the next trend. Bitcoin, however, is forever. Use BTC. Let's get into this piece from them titled FTX CEO Sam Bankman-Fried reveals the reason behind a $1 billion Tether purchase. Billions of dollars, you say? Let's have a look. What's this about? This came up, the come up of the FTX cryptocurrency exchange has been one of the most inspiring stories out of the crypto space. Its success put its CEO, Sam Bankman-Fried, on the path to become one of the richest crypto billionaires. The 29-year-old was featured on Forbes' 2021 list of the 400 richest people in America, which saw the CEO named as the richest crypto billionaire. Although FTX has had an impressive track record, the road to the present was not always an easy one. CEO Sam Bankman-Fried opened up on some of the challenges the exchange encountered when it had opened its doors for business. In a piece together with Bloomberg Business Week, the CEO revealed that the crypto exchange had faced significant challenges in getting the banks aboard. Let's see here. Turning to I believe it. Imagine, you turn into a billionaire practically overnight with this business. How much money did you have to, how many bank meetings, how much securities audits did you have to endure, and so forth? I think it is quite impressive to see somebody accomplish this. Indeed, getting banks aboard, I think, was critical. I'm curious to hear more about this. I won't bore you with all the details here, but let's see here. This part titled "Turning to Twitter," or to Tether, I should say. CEO Bankman-Fried told Bloomberg that the company had major problems with getting the banks to work with them. This is because the banks are very skeptical about working with crypto-related institutions due to regulatory problems, and had refused to work with his exchange. If you're a crypto company, he said, banks are nervous to work with you. Taking this in stride, the CEO had turned his attention to something else, Tether. Its ease of use made it an obvious choice for the crypto exchange in light of its bank issues. Hence, investing in the stablecoin had been the solution to this problem. Tether allowed FTX customers to transact and trade on the platform, and the company could hold Tether instead of going through the hassle of converting crypto to US dollars. Yes, Tether certainly a necessary part of the successful centralized exchange recipe, isn't it? Bankman-Fried revealed that the company had purchased billions of dollars in USDT in order to help users trade on their platform, but has clarified that the crypto exchange does not actually treat the stablecoin like it does the dollar itself. Man, this article is almost done, so I am going to read this last paragraph. Tether has been in various long-running legal battles. The company has been accused of circumventing laws and bank fraud, which resulted in a probe from the U.S. Department of Justice. Another class action lawsuit has been filed against a stablecoin issuer, but Tether has emerged victorious in what it called a clumsy attempt at a money grab. Most of Tether's woes have been linked to how much of its issued coins are actually backed by real currency. The stablecoin issuers claim that the coins are 100% backed by cash and cash equivalents, but investors are wary of this, as data shows that maybe only 3% of all issued coins are actually backed by cash reserves. The largest of its backings is in commercial paper, and on and on. Despite this, Tether is, of course, one of the top cryptocurrencies. All right, well, Sam Bankman-Fried, curious as to who posted up the billions of dollars to get the whole show started. Must have had some pretty deep-pocketed investors. I wonder how you convinced them to bootstrap your operation, to hand over billions of dollars that you're going to go buy Tether with. I mean, guys, how insolvent is Tether when they got, in some cases, billions of dollars in fiat crossing the floor, right? So Goes to show you also, I mean, I thought there'd be a little more meat to this. Maybe I have to explore the Bloomberg Business Week story, but this whole part here, he had faced significant challenges in getting around the banks and getting the banks on board. Well, how exactly did you do that? I understand. Did you just make a run around with Tether, or did you actually end up making banking relationships? Maybe I got to read the article a little further. But at the moment, all I see here is, well, hey, thanks Tether. You really helped us get off the ground. All right, do I have any other news today? 127. I suppose I could cover another touch of news. All right. Excuse me, Jason. Yeah, I had you muted there for a few minutes. I don't know if you had if I didn't hear you at all. It might have been that because of that.
Oh, no, you're fine. I'm just trying to make sure I'm not looping back on you.
No worries, no hard feelings. All right, let's read maybe one more article here. The Bitcoin mining hash rate is seeing unprecedented restructuring. Q3 2021 is in the books in the beginning, as it did with the Chinese Bitcoin mining ban. As the backdrop, it marked perhaps the most historic shift in Bitcoin's mining market to date. Since the beginning of the ASIC era, it was the first quarter on record where Chinese miners, typically representing anywhere from 50 to 60% of the market, were no longer heavyweight contenders on the global playing field. In the fallout of China's ban, we are witnessing an unprecedented restructuring of hash rates across the globe, with the US being the largest beneficiary so far, as well as a surge in interest in the mining industry from newcomers and seasoned Bitcoiners alike. The ban created the unique opportunity, something of a reset that leveled the playing field for sideline investors who never thought it would be possible or profitable to enter the industry. In this way, Q3 marked nothing shy of a renaissance for the Bitcoin mining industry. Luxor Technologies has compiled some data from the hash rate index platform to quantify this change in our Q3 report. Below are some of the highlights, and you can find the full report attached at the end of this article. All right, guys, as always, links to this will probably be in the description below. Bitcoin mining hash rate has made a Herculean recovery following the ban. After being cleft in half, it rose from late June lows of 69 exahashes per second to about 140 exahashes by the end of Q3, about 103% recovery. China's absence is indeed a lucrative opportunity for the market. A bunch of charts and more being presented here. This is kind of a rehash of something we've spoken about frequently on the show in the last couple months, and that is indeed quite the silver lining to the Chinese exodus, right? I mean, China is a big market, and a shame maybe it sucks to be kind of ejected from it. I always thought that the Chinese market, the Asian market, brought a lot of liquidity to the space. I thought it was very, very popular, and I thought by losing it, we'd actually be in dire position. I thought we'd actually be hurting, but more significantly we are now. But somehow, I guess the investment, the retail interest, the investment in just in the western part of the world is, well, it's more than compensating, I guess, for what the Chinese brought to the table. And indeed, it's reflected in the mining industry. So quite the restructuring, and heck, how much FUD. I mean, in many ways, I am grateful. I'm grateful to be leaving some of the FUD I've heard for the last several years behind, and that is, well, it's all centralized in China, Chinese miners, China, and indeed, it seems like we're turning over a new leaf, and it's probably much easier to extol the virtues of Bitcoin in the West now when you're free of some of the Chinese baggage, right? So, all in all, things are looking pretty good. Anything else I gotta add? Yes, please indulge maybe one more news story, guys. And this one's titled, Gensler makes clear that the US SEC has no intention to ban crypto, but there is a catch. This piece from ZY Crypto continues reading, China's latest round of crypto crackdown has inadvertently caused some market observers to raise questions about what the response of the U.S. government would be. Market observers were curious as to whether the U.S. would adopt a similar regulatory approach or go contrary to China and embrace crypto altogether. Some form of comfort has arrived in an unexpected quarter as a House Committee on the Financial Services hearing, the SEC Chair Gary Gensler asserted that his agency had no intention to ban cryptos. He also pointed out that the agency's current authorities did not grant such powers, hence it was only up to Congress to ban the asset class. He made the statement in response to Representative Patrick McHenry's pointed questions on the stance taken by the SEC regarding digital assets. Following that, he reiterated that the government's agency's most prevailing concerns about the crypto industry were to bring them into compliance with consumer protection best practices, quote from Gensler, "It's a matter of how we get this field within the investor consumer protection that we have, and we're also working with banking regulators and others about how we ensure the Treasury Department has it within anti-money laundering, tax compliance matters," Gensler said. In the past, the SEC has come under strong criticism for its stand on crypto, blah, 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 blah. All right, so here's just the latest comments from Gensler, apparently appearing before the House Select Committee on Financial Services. There you go. Not a bad statement. Not a bad statement. We are not going to ban crypto, but hey, this is politicians. They talk out of both sides. Well, Paul, not quite. He's the appointee.
Gary Gensler's bullshit.
Yes.
I'm tired of Gary Gensler's bullshit. He's always talking out of both sides of his mouth. Give us the fucking regulations or shut up.
You heard
Just
it here.
give us the regulations. We'll follow them.
Hear, hear.
Jesus H. Christ.
That's it. Alex Pearson for committee chair.
Yeah.
I agree.
Shots fired,
give
Gary.
us the regulations. Yeah. It's like, I'm not going to do blank. I'm not going to... Just do whatever. Just do something. Besides, like, throwing lawsuits at people.
No kidding.
I'm over it. I'm over Gary Gensler.
Indeed.
You hear that, Gary?
You hear that, Gary?
Shots fired. Shots fired on the Monday. I love it. That would be your look at the news today, guys. What else is there to add? Not a whole lot. Thanks for bearing with me. There was quite a bit to cover, but we are going to get into the next segment, and that is a very brief look at the bubbles. Man, I gotta say, this is very much in line with what I would expect given last week's analysis, which was Bitcoin. Bitcoin might very well outperform most of the market, and indeed, this is what I wake up to on a Monday. A very green Bitcoin, but mostly red altcoin space. There's of course a few coins bucking the trend. SHIB's up about 18%. What else do we have? Well, a few other Phantom's up about 5.8%. Omizigo about 5%. And otherwise, it's a smattering of single-digit losers today. The alts not really seeing too much love. Bitcoin mostly kind of running away with it. All right, what's the add? Any big losers today? Blockstacks is down a little over 11%, but that's it. Clay is down almost 9%, and everything else is down single-digit. It's about a 5% down day across the board for a lot of the alt space. Not much more to add to the bubbles. Let's go ahead and get into the Restream live chat. Let's see who's in all our chat platforms this morning. Let me expand out the chat window. Big shout outs to our very, very loyal audience. BFlow on YouTube, writing first. Big shout outs to BFlow. Ron Legato, I got lucky today. Did you beat him? Well, according to my copy of the live chat, Ron Legato, BFlow was in fact first. But shout outs to Ron Legato as well. BFlow, you're just too quick on the draw. Well, he was quick, but almost too quick. Restream did not log to leave a comment. Ron Legato. Too funny. Robert Warner, Mr. Ether is with us on YouTube as well. Big shout outs to Mr. Eth. David Rice on DLive. Big shout outs to you. Let's see here. Cavano Trades. Oh, howdy, hello there. Well, big howdy, hello to you, Mr. Cavano Trades. Righteous Reject over on YouTube. Good evening. Well, very good evening to you, Mr. Righteous. Dave Rice. He's also on DLive. Big shout outs to you, Dave. I think I already mentioned you. Let's stack some crypto. Yeah, Monday is a good day. It's Money Mondays. Maybe spread a little bit of your money into a few long-term investables. ETH1, big shout outs to you on DLive. Daniel on YouTube as well. Big shout outs to you, Daniel. Righteous Reject. Happy Monday indeed. Robert Warner, Jason is echoing. The levels are good though. All right. Well, that was probably a comment from earlier, but thank you. Let me see here. Let's continue with a few more shout outs. Sean Porter, big shout outs to Sean Porter in the DLive chat. Cheers, boys, big cheers. ETH1 SLP request. I will make a note of that. Alex1233. All right, guys, hope everyone had a good weekend. We certainly did. Hope you did as well. Guarantee that guy owns Bitcoin. Are you talking about Jamie Dimon? Yeah, he could be. Toes in the sand. Really wish I had bought the last two big dips. Yes, always buy the dips. Trust me, one day you might not get it right away, but one day you will be grateful you bought all the dips. Maybe not maybe not 3 dips in though. David Rice, Bitcoin Next Generation. Okay, Crypto Cats. SHIB is ripping. Honestly, yes, SHIB is totally ripping. It has a serious acolytes. It's turning into Doge, but you know, with even a bigger promise of taking over the world. The most common sales pitch or like reason why rationale I hear, and I've talked to quite a few SHIB people over the last couple of days. It's like, well, everybody said Doge wouldn't make it to a penny, so that's what they said about SHIB. But dude, SHIB's got like a much bigger. No, man, they counted SHIB. They said never, or Doge would never get to a penny, so therefore this has to go to a penny. Doesn't matter what the market cap will be, and that's all you need to hear. That's just another super meme coin in the making. Let's see here, Crypto Cats. I have made some nice gains. Well, shout outs to Crypto Cats. Moonshine Fuel. There is no central authority in Bitcoin. It's something that goes against everything they've known for thousands of years. Yes, seemingly no central authority in Bitcoin. Anywhere, dollar crypto vigilante coin pick coming out today. Okay, dollar vigilante. With his picks today. Anywhere, a big fan of what's his name? Jeff Berwick. Something like that. I can't remember his name. Yes, but the dollar vigilante with this pick today. Shout out to any word. Crypto fear index is 71 out of 100. Very greedy. All right, a little on the greedy side. Moonshine Fuel. It seems like they're learning a little bit at a time. Jonah loved the show. SEC, go F yourselves. Sorry for swearing, but man, I hate those tossers. I feel you there, Jonah. Dave Rice. Love the smell of gunpowder in the morning. Yes, things are popping off, aren't they? Moonshine Fuel. It'll be interesting to see how things go and all things regulatory. Yes, I agree. Ron Legato, did you see the link I sent regarding an old stream that's still active? Yes, Ron Legato, I know what you mean. That's a placeholder. That actually belongs there. It doesn't interfere really with anything, but we do need that old stream sitting there scheduled. Don't ask why. It's just a technical reason. But thank you, Ron Legato, for bringing it to my attention. Let me know if it's an issue. Does it pop up and push out some other videos out of your way? Let me know how you found it. Alex81SG, can you look at a possible entry on the following? Yeah, we sure can. Hang tight. I will add those requests to the line. But in the meantime, let me get into the next section. What do we have coming up? Oh yeah, it's analysis. TA. Some top tier TA comes your way right here, right now. Let me go unmute Jason.
Listen, man, I gotta tell you, this is seriously unlikely because I can't even listen to you without you breaking up. But let's give this a shot. Let's open this.
Well, I don't have
high hopes. I can do this. Yeah. Probably not.
We will try. It doesn't work. Yep. Jason will be in next. Let's do it. Bear with me, guys. I'm going to be switching screens here, and we'll see how this goes.
Actually, you know what? I just did this at 30 frames per second.
Yep.
Yeah, you may want to try 720 15 since we're at absolute
bottom.
Yeah.
Exception.
Yeah, okay. Is this working?
I can hear you. I'm going to connect to your stream. So far, so good. Yeah, perfectly functional. Perfectly functional. All right. Toss the mic to Alex. You guys enjoy. If he does have any issues, we will switch out. So bear with us for now. Do enjoy.
Okay. So as you can see, we've moved back up to retest the local market point of control. We're literally hanging out there right now. As far as Bitcoin, we're getting a continuation long signal today. I think this is probably worth taking here. Bitcoin is probably one of the strongest charts out there right now. At the very least, I think we can move up to retest 60K, maybe even 64K from here. So this is worth taking in this spot. The same cannot be said for Ethereum here, which is still kind of hanging out underneath resistance, kind of trading sideways. Overall, I think if we go and we take a look at Ethereum Bitcoin, you'll see it just doesn't look good. Bitcoin is far more likely to in this spot. I'm definitely looking for a strong pullback. Look at the monthly here. Ugh. And again, monthly cross under here, as you can see. once, twice. We've rejected hard from this area on the monthly. So, just a little ahead of ourselves on Ethereum. We'll probably pull back strongly here on Ethereum Bitcoin. But eventually, I do think Ethereum will have another good run coming up. Maybe sometime next year. Not this year. I think Ethereum is probably done with its run for now. Looking at the Ethereum chart, let's go back here. If we did pull back, I don't know, because Ethereum USD is going to be dominated by Bitcoin USD in a lot of ways. So we could end up trading sideways while Bitcoin moves up. That would also push Ethereum Bitcoin down. I'm not really sure. But one way or another, I'm not very interested in Ethereum in this spot, and I am in Bitcoin. Let's go ahead and take a look at the broader crypto market. Bitcoin dominance. As you can see, we've been kind of anticipating this move off the lows here on Bitcoin dominance, and that's what we've gotten. Slow and steady wins the race. We could see some sideways in this spot on Bitcoin dominance, but overall, I expect more upwards movement here. The weekly is strong, the 3-day is strong. Even got a strong monthly reversal signal in this spot. Broken downtrend. Look at that. Overall, just very strong here, I think, for Bitcoin to appreciate against the alts in general. And specifically against Ethereum, because the thing that takes up the other part of dominance is Ethereum dominance. As a matter of fact, let's look at Ethereum dominance. There's something we almost never look at. Come on. Pretty similar, actually, to the Ethereum chart in general, but overall, Ethereum dominance looks topped out here. Wow. Look, Alex of the Past had already drawn this box. Thank you, Alex of the Past. This guy knows his shit. Look at this strong bearish divergence here. So we actually trade upwards on Ethereum dominance. We push up here, but momentum is just not there. We begin to break down below zero here, below our weekly baseline. So yeah, Ethereum pulling back against Bitcoin here. Other alts, we could continue on Uniswap Perp. We're still above the previous high. We're kind of trading sideways above it. We seem to be holding the support. All we need is for us to have like an up week here on Uniswap Perp, could tick up here, time transformation, and get that reversal, maybe. Let's go back down to the daily. It could honestly go either way right here. I'm not particularly confident in a move to either side. If we started to break above the daily baseline, that could be pretty interesting. But we haven't yet, so not really interested in Uniswap Perp at this time. Dragon Perp. We look in the downtrend. That's something. But we're still trading underneath resistance, and as long as we do, I don't want any part of it. Not while we're below resistance. DeFi Perp, we have not broken this downtrend, and so far this is still kind of going according to plan, right? Down here, we were saying, yeah, sure, we can come back up and retest resistance, but we're likely to reject from there, and then we're going to see the real downside. Privacy Perp. Well, we did break the downtrend off of the back of a bounce from support. But while we have an exit signal, and however you want to draw this, likely a break of the uptrend. And I would just probably wait to see what happens here. So we're likely to pull back more. Exchange perp. I could probably draw this line better. No, maybe we did break this downtrend. I'm not sure how I feel about exchange perp. We pulled back up above the daily baseline. Sure, we're stuck below resistance, but we're also getting some, I wouldn't say support, but some confluence from our daily baseline that we should be looking long here. I mean, we broke the downtrend, we're above the baseline. I guess I just don't feel super bearish on this. We'll see. Dip perp, right at resistance, right at the local point of control. Nothing really interesting here. Basically sideways on mid perp. Graph between support and resistance, hanging out at our local point of control. Overall, I think we should look to the downside for this one too. Okay, so alt markets don't look hot, with the exception of Uniswap perp. Uniswap perp is pretty interesting. It made a new all-time highs, still hanging out above resistance. That's usually a good sign for continuation, but everything else is still below their highs. Mid privacy perp, exchange perp, SHIB perp, mid perp, alt perp. So I guess if I was looking for alt plays here, I would probably only be looking for shitcoins, like pure shitcoins. Bottom of the barrel, Uniswap, Solana, Avalanche, Phantom, just shitcoins that you cannot buy on central exchanges. That's the only thing that looks good in this spot right now. I mean, look at SHIB, right? Well, then again, you can buy SHIB on CoinSwap or Coinbase, but
Coinbase, yeah.
Okay, so crypto up-ish. I mean, Bitcoin's up. Bitcoin is like half of crypto, right? So most of these alt perps were kind of up today. All right, so crypto up, dollar down. Ooh. Dollar not down. Dollar continuation signal.
Mm-hmm.
That's not great. If dollar continuation signal, then market's not so good, right? All right, so dollar up today.
It's curious that you're getting.
Jones. Good.
Sorry, it's just curious that you're getting a continuation on both Bitcoin and the dollar.
Yeah. Well, the dollar can be a major headwind here, but we could still wander up on Bitcoin.
Yep. I mean, it's proven that it can with that.
Yeah. All right, so dollar up. Dow Jones down, right? So we push up into this resistance area between 348, 350. Earlier today it was green, and then over the course of today, just gets sold into at resistance. There's no sense in being bullish on the Dow Jones at all, as long as we're below this downtrend and as long as we're below horizontal resistance.
And
if we were to break it, we would break both of them at once, right?
Yeah.
We'd go through this area right here, and then be like, well, we broke the downtrend, or it was bullish all along, and we'll be able to get a long in. It'll be relatively early. Let's just take this to the upside. It'll be great. It'll be beautiful. We'll all be so happy. But until that happens, I'm really suspicious of any moves. I think all these moves are to be shorted into, as long as we're below resistance here on the Dow Jones. NASDAQ, well, we did move up off of these lows. We were looking at this this very clear order block that exists down here for a move to the downside. It's what we got. We tested it. And now I think I'd like to see us move all the way up to retest resistance before we drop again. Yeah, we'll see. As I stated on the Dow, basically all these pumps are to be shorted into. We're not out of this short yet. This obvious short, we're still in it. I believe in the short. I believe we got a lot more downside here on the NASDAQ. Let's look at this. Let's look at it. Look at the monthly. Oh, we already have an exit signal from last month, and this month all we've done is trade below resistance. Right? We haven't done anything so far. I mean, we're only 10 days into the month, but still, we really would need to close all the way back above. Jesus Christ! Sorry, this is the internet. People, take over for a second.
Certainly, no problem. I think you might need a moment. What's going on with the Bitcoin? A whole lot of nothing, basically. Let's have a look, guys. Have a few requests already logged, so we are looking good for the request hour. Hey guys, can you take a look at net Cloudflare? Yes, Cloudflare we can certainly bring back to today's show. It's been a while since we checked in on ticker symbol net. Let me go ahead and add this, guys. Bear with us while Alex takes a brief break. I'm just going to put some more requests on the screen. Alright, what else do we have here? Big shout outs to the Splash 85 for that one. And Varsity or Vancity, can you guys check out the daily on SOXL? SOXL? Did you mean Sol or SOXL? What is SOXL? Add SOXL to the list. But maybe you meant Sol. Solana? No. Well, I'm gonna go look up SOXL in a second. What is SOXL coin? Oh wow, it's an ETF. Never mind. SOXL ETF. Direction Daily Semiconductors. Alright, we'll give that a look. No problem at all. Oil fakes. Alex might very well check in on oil. And Black Mamba on DLive asks for JASMY. JASMY, huh?
I've never heard of that.
Never heard of that one. Let's go look up JASMY. Yes, it is a token indeed. JASMY is an Ethereum-based token. Never heard of it. Mostly trades on Coinbase. Coinbase, Bittrex, Uniswap. Must be new. Let's go to the overview. What is JASMY? I'd like to know. JASMY is an ERC20 token. Can be used for an unspecified number of individuals and businesses to transfer tokens using digital devices as proof of value exchange. By not limiting its usability, the token can have a wide range of purposes.
Yeah, it's only been on Coinbase for 5 days.
Don't know much about it. I will have to dive deeper as to what exactly JASMY is about. But certainly it can be added to the request line. Let's do it. I'm going to log it right now. Shoutouts to Block Mamba for the JASMY request. Adding to the list now. Now, if Alex doesn't get back to us in the next couple of minutes, we might very well have to switch things up. First request of the day, ETH1 with SLP. I got SHIB here, Rose, PRQ, Tezos, BNB. I have a question here from Bitpanda, who writes, what do you guys think is a good price target? I think is what he means. Price target to accumulate Bitcoin. Well, one person replied DCA, which I think is always a good idea. Price target.
You back, Alex?
Not yet, I guess. What is a good price target to accumulate Bitcoin? Well, I think DCA is a good answer for this one. Just you know, you don't have to ask this question. You just buy once a week, once a month. Alternatively, well, I want to believe that there's still an October surprise in store for the thing. I want to be super bullish, but at the same time, let's just leave the possibility that the markets are going to take a big dump on everybody, wipe everything out. We're going to get another meltdown in the markets this October. If we do, I'm thinking, you know, Jason, we've talked about this in the past on the show in recent weeks and months. Jason plotted out a course taking us into the 20s, maybe into the teens. I know it sounds catastrophic, but I don't think it's out of the question. But we will attempt.
But I mean, the way that it's looking now, if we keep getting this pressure to the upside, close back above an all-time high, I think that might invalidate that thesis for now. But as I'm saying, we're coming up right to the point of control now. Yeah, we can hear you, Alex.
You're back. Welcome back, big guy. Feel free to go live. All right. May or may not.
If it's not Alex, I can easily take over for requests. So
I think we might do that.
Well, I mean, look, I'm on the phone with the internet people. I don't know what you want from me. Just get signal.
Oh, that's what you're doing. Gotcha. No problem at all. Jason. Yeah. Sorry, I missed that part. Jason, go ahead. Flip your screen live. We're going to be passing
let's get into the requests then.
Yep. Let's do it.
Hold on 1 second.
No problem. Thanks for bearing with us, guys. It is a Monday, and this is a hot potato we pass around sometimes.
Okay. Come on.
You can do it.
Yeah,
I believe in you. There we go. King is back.
Well, as you can see from what I was thinking about last week with the Bitcoin dominance on Thursday taking the hit, that we might see that sell-off down to test the top of the trend, but we just decided to power on through it for now. So,
word. All right. With that said, guys, let's go ahead and get things going. We're gonna move into the request section now. I think Alex covered a fair bit of the market. Great analysis as always. Thank you so much. Bear with me just another moment because I need to rejig the screen in order to facilitate Jason's chart view. Here we go. How about that? That looks pretty good, except I'm still off by a bit. Another moment, guys, please. Thank you.
I can make the side smaller.
No need to tweak anything. I just need to get the your ticker symbol nicely aligned on screen, so everybody knows what chart we're looking at. Am I right, guys? I love this chart ticker view on the top right corner. Always very, very helpful to know what chart the analyst is looking at without having to squint your eyes and zoom in too far on the chart data. Here we go. All right, perfectly aligned. Thank you again for bearing with us, guys. This is a live production as always. So Jason, you're all set and on the screen, ready to go. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce the first request of the day. Big shout outs to the following user. Here we go. First request of the day comes from, oh, actually this is the request I was reading just a moment ago. First request of the day is from ETH1. It's for SLP. Requesting and thank you. All right, let's do it.
Well, you have a pretty negative chart here, my friend. Is there anything else? I mean, you did get a little bit of a trend break right there, but that's still too weak for me. But looking at it on today with my system, today would actually be giving you a full full initial short. WADA's almost there. As you can see right here, it's still just below that dot, so it couldn't take an initial signal at this point. But I think SLP looks very weak here. Yes, there's historical, but you're still even underneath of that right now. I'm not the type of person that likes to catch knives, so I wonder if there's any more data out there. KuCoin maybe? Nope, even less for KuCoin. I mean, you can see a trend break here on KuCoin pretty clearly, but we're coming back down to test that. Again, a full short signal here on SLP for KuCoin. Looks like we do have enough momentum here. But I would be more interested in taking this short than anything. I don't think that this would be the opportunity, time to be buying in. There could be a lot more downside here that we're just not seeing yet because there's not that much data. But if anything, I think towards the end of the day, you should be looking at if this is a full short signal or not. And then with that, you can take it down to... You can take it down to and probably test the lows for sure, which would put your TP1 at around 6 cents there. I think that would be the most likely thing to play out here. SLP looks like a short to me.
All right, sounds like that concludes your thoughts. Let me have a look here.
SHIB.
Might have to fix a few on-screen things. Go ahead. Sorry, SHIB, man, you get ahead of me, bro. Hold on, hold the phone. Let me get the SHIB up on here. We got the following for our boy CryptoCats on DLive. Yes, SHIB. Now, Jason, you may take it away. Thank you.
I mean, there's just nothing that we can do here. You got to take profit long signal at the close of yesterday, and then you just got immediately. It seems to be following the price action of Bitcoin if you look at it. But I mean, there's just nothing that you can do here with the shitcoin, man. I mean, if you were in down here, great, take some profit. I don't know. You're coming right up to these old. I mean, this is when it first dropped, but I mean, we could absolutely continue here, but I would never be a buyer in this situation with this angle of attack that we've had. It's just too far gone from my oscillators. I would like for things to reset first. But again, it's one of those shit coins, man. Like if you're in it and you're within profit, I would say take out your initial investment, let it run. But buying here, I think, would be very silly. But then again, I mean, most of the people that buy these things don't really understand the tokenomics anyway. So, yeah. I mean, SHIB could keep going, but I mean, I wouldn't do anything with it here. It's just too far gone, guys.
Yeah, it's done way too big of a move here, but it is marvelous to to marvel at, I guess is what I'm going for here. What a move, Jason. Next time you tell me to buy something, I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah, I remember I told you to buy at 620, whatever the hell that is. Yeah,
we'd be up 400% or something right now.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. But
again, it is what it is.
Yeah,
SHIB has moved.
Where were we going to throw out? $100, $200? You know, like, wasn't going to be a lot of money anyway. So, I guess what I would have been better is I should have aped him as soon as he gave the go ahead. With that said, there is your look at SHIB.
That's the way you do it.
Yes, there is your look at SHIB. Big shout outs to CryptoCats. Let's go into the next request. Comes from Alex81SG. Can you take a look for possible entry points for Rose and PRQ? All right, let's start with Rose. What kind of entry would you?
Well, Rose would have given me a signal right here on the 7th. So 4 days ago, Rose would have given me a full signal. Everything's where you want it. Even you got some unnatural volume coming in, which usually is a good sign for continued upside. But you would have already hit TP1 and probably TP2. Let's see here. Yep, looks like we would have wicked up and hit TP1 already with your stop loss at break even, which you haven't got hit yet. I think it looks good, but you're likely to get stopped out at some point. But you would have already had to have been in it to take this signal. Getting in right now, I don't think is the best idea considering the resistance that you're under. But you would have already hit TP1 sitting in a no loss position. That's the whole point of the way that my system trades, is to hopefully get in and out as quickly as possible so you can mitigate your risk. But as for now, I think it looks like it's getting rejected from these levels. But if you were in it, you would still be okay to be in it. Your stop loss should be pretty tight if you took it at the right time. So right around that 19 cents range. But this could get some more upside. But as for an entry now, I think it's too late for the way I trade.
All right. Well, let's do a PRQ next. Same question. How would you handle an entry on PRQ?
PRQ looks pretty weak. From here, looks like you're getting a short signal off time transformation yesterday, but WADA wasn't there. If anything, actually, this might be a continuation short. Boom. Did we get the cross back up here? Just barely didn't get that cross back up. Nope. So you couldn't take this as a continuation. Just nothing to do here with this right now. You would need more WADA momentum to be able to get into this right now. And as you can see, you're just kind of lazily going to the side. Nothing to do here, in my opinion. You're just kind of right in the middle of all of your oscillators and everything. So I would just do nothing with this right now until I got a clearer signal, but I don't think it looks very strong to the upside at all. I think that this pattern looks like that falling marble pattern that we talk about, like where you have a marble that bounces and just goes doink, 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 and then it keeps bleeding out. I think that you're likely to get more downside on this than anything, but there's just not a signal to be taking right now.
Well, there you have it. There's your look at PRQ, Alex 81SG. Sorry if it's the answer, not the answer you're looking for, but that is it. Big shout outs to Mr. Ether, Robert Warner. He, of course, I almost forgot, we did have a $50 best request of the week giveaway. Mr. Ether just came to the chat and announced the winner of said giveaway from last week. And Jag077 on DLive is our big winner. He won a $50 cryptocurrency giveaway courtesy of Mr. Ether. Big shout outs to the big Mr. Eth. I think he's asking for your Discord name, so be sure to get in touch with him. Congrats to Jag077 for last week's request that got you the big prize. All right. Enough of that. Oh, the SHIB request. Okay, Jag077. It was a SHIB request last week that got you the big prize today. Thank you again, guys. Right. With that said, let's get into the next request. Jason's waiting, and it's XTZ for Poly B.
XTZ is an interesting short opportunity here, I think. Well, WADA's not quite there. It's something that I'm going to be looking at by the time that we get to close here. It's something that I talked about last Thursday as well, on this ascending broadening wedge. I don't know where my lines went for some reason, but they're gone. But the same that we saw, it's actually quite a few patterns with this, quite a few coins with this pattern out here right now. Got this ascending broadening wedge. I did talk about, let's wait to see what kind of reactions we get down at these levels, because if whether it acts like support, like you're seeing with, let's compare that like to the Dixie. I think it's around the same pattern right now. Yeah, so you got this ascending broadening, and then it actually reacted off of this bottom and is getting bought back up. But if you look at XTZ here, it does appear that it's getting a little weak, and giving me that full short signal. So, and I stated last week that if we don't get that, then we're more likely to get this pattern right here, where we get that correction all the way down. So depending on where we get here, I am planning on taking this short if I get the momentum that I need. Today it's signaling a full short if you get that WADA confirmation, so I wouldn't ever be suggesting any kind of longs here. I think that we do continue to see that breakdown if Bitcoin keeps charging ahead the way that it is. I mean, we're seeing that alts are bleeding out with Bitcoin dominance rising the way it is, and Bitcoin seems to be the show right now. So wouldn't surprise me if we do see this sell-off in XTZ as well. So we'll keep an eye on this. Might be a signal I put out today.
Cool. All right. Well, there is your look at XTZ. Big shout outs to PolyB for that one. Let's go ahead and get to the next request. It's BNB. BNB for PolyB as well. Let's look at BNB on the daily. Also, D-Libyans, I am stocking the chest. Get ready. We're going to open it up in about 4 minutes.
BNB giving you a short signal today, but it looks like it's not going to be enough. We'd have to close pretty negative on the rest of the day to get everything that we need to take an initial short on BNB. So this might just be one of those ones we don't catch. It does appear to be coming down here to test this old resistance come support, and we just don't know whether that's going to hold right now or not. I think you could say the same thing for a lot of the coins right now, but this doesn't look very strong. Definitely not going to be able to give you a long signal on this because we're already below everything that we need to be in a short position. So keep an eye on it. Where it closes might matter, but I think that this might just be one that my system misses today.
All right. Well, there's a... You got more thoughts on BNB?
Nope, there's nothing more really to say here. Nothing to do with BNB for me.
All right, brilliant. Big shout outs to PolyB. Always a pleasure to get your requests through on the show, PolyB. Let's have a look. I have the following user on Twitch, BitPanda. What do you guys think is a good price target to accumulate Bitcoin? Yes, I mentioned this a little earlier. We kind of touched on it. Yes, DCA indeed. So there's that one. Thank you to BitPanda on Twitch. What do we have next? Alex81SG. Bear with me one second. Alex81SG on D-Live. ADA looking ready to dump into oblivion. What are your thoughts? All right. Can ADA, in fact, be shorted into the ground?
We did get that signal last week, which was a full signal on ADA. It does appear like yesterday that we did cross below here. Today's likely going to be the day I have to exit this position unless we get a nice buyback to close back above the baseline. But ADA doesn't look nearly as strong. The momentum and everything that we're getting here, all of our oscillators cross back over. So maybe we get more downside on ADA here, like we were seeing with everything else. But today might be the day I have to exit that signal at a loss. So
not quite a full initial short signal, though.
Well, no, today it's not a full additional short signal. Depending on if we get a large sell-off today, WADA could catch up here. But as for now, there would be you're getting a signal on Minx, but not on my confirmer, so that would be nothing to do. So we're gonna have to wait till the end of the day. Might have to exit this at a small loss, but that's part of the game.
All right. Well, there's Jason's thoughts on Cardano. It does look pretty weak. I'm not sure if it's quite open for a full-on short signal, but there you have it. Alex80 with ASG. Let's have a look here. Let's see. Up next. Yes, we have another request. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna introduce the next request. I'm gonna.
You there, Alex? No, you're not.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Okay, because I keep saying that if you'd like, I can do the. I think I can come back.
You know what? Your audio is coming in kind of choppy. You sound a little scrambled, so. I say
let you finish up with Jason then.
Yeah, I'm gonna let Jason roll. You're more than welcome to stay for the remainder of the show, but based on how your voice is coming in a little choppy, I presume it'd be best for Jason to stick it out. Thank you. All right, Jason, you're still here. Let's keep it rolling.
I am here.
So Cardano's ready to dump into oblivion. That request is over with. I'm gonna introduce the next request, and then I'm gonna go deploy the lemon chest. You have been warned. Probably 60 seconds to go for the D-Live lemon box. Let's get into the next request. It's the Splashy85. Hey guys, can we please take a look at net? This is Cloudflare for a monthly look. Thank you guys. You are awesome as always.
Products for that?
Nope, this is a mainstream traditional, just net.
Gotcha. Yeah,
thank you, sir.
Oh well, nice. You did get a nice signal off of here, which was under resistance with pretty high above your baseline here, but again, for traditional stocks, it's not the system that I would even be using, to be honest with you, and it's not something that I trade that often, but I do think it looks strong here. I think that for sure on the weekly, you're likely to get that. Yeah, look at that weekly close here, and then you're getting a continuation on the weekly. I think that this looks very strong. Got it here. This is another one. I mean, I think that you could even probably take this like this and likely get to hit up that target at around like it looks strong for sure. On the weekly, what would it take you up to if we got this signal and closed as is? Take you up to about that 157 range if you entered here at that 144. On the weekly, I think it looks very good. The monthly is likely to look the same. Kind of reminds me of that current run of Bitcoin that we're having. But if you were playing this with the system that I have, you would have been in here. Likely would have looked for a little bit of pullback that you did not get. But already would have hit TP1 and then just kind of letting her go off to the races here. But if you're in this, I would say absolutely still be in it. It looks very strong. And if you're worried about it, take a little bit of profit, move your stop loss to wherever you entered, and then let's see what it can do. But for this looks very strong. I think net has more upside in the future.
All right, there's your look at net. Quite the trend brewing on that one. Here is a shout out to today's big D-Live lemon giveaway winners. ETH1 first place with 72 lemons. Jags 077 with 42 lemons. Yours truly with 30. And the Splashy and Paranormal Debunker taking the 4 and 5 spot. Thank you everybody who kicked it with us on D-Live today. There are your lemons. Let's get to the next request, one of the last of the day. What do we have remaining? Oh, check this out. It's SOXL for Vancity on Twitch. Can you guys check out SOXL? This is recently...
I assume this is a regular stock?
No, this is the Coinbase, that new Coinbase fancy... Was it just recently listed on Coinbase? SOXL. Yeah, you might need, you know what you should use? If you have your ChartX, go to ChartX and search SOXL.
Nothing.
Let me find it for you. Oh, no, this is a traditional. Sorry, dude. I confused it with the other one. My mistake, man. It's
semiconductor?
Yes, that's the one. Thank you.
All right. Well, kind of reminds me of that Dow Jones chart. But as of now, so you're coming back down to test your 200 EMA. Looks pretty weak. The short signal was way back here. That would have played out beautifully. Likely hit TP1, TP2, and then you'd just be sitting in this. Nothing to do as of now because you have no new signals. Time transformation is still crossed to the upside, about to cross above 0. WADA is green, but not very much there. If anything, you should be in this short with your stop loss at where you entered or even further up because you likely would have hit in 2 TPs on the way down. I don't think that this looks super strong. But then again, I think it looks more weak than it does anything. But you've missed the opportunity for this specific short, and you'll have to wait for a continuation short to happen here. And with time transformation, the reason why I have this on here because it's usually more sensitive. So you'll likely get that signal at some point within the next few days, and then likely take this further down. In my opinion, I think that this looks weak. When these buybacks that we're seeing getting faded, I think that that's a sign of further downside for SOXL, but as for now, nothing to do with it.
All right, there you have it. There is your look at the SOXL semiconductor stock. Let's get into the next request. One of the last of the day. It's for Black Mamba on D-Live. Let's look at that. JASMY. JASMY is the...
JASMY's been... Never mind. Bittrex has had it on there a lot longer.
Indeed.
Interesting chart, man. Very interesting chart considering. Look how, just could not sell it below this level. Now you're finally getting that reaction. Sucks that it's ran as much as it has, but looking at the weekly, I mean, you just can't know that. I just can't. It's ran a little too far at this point. This signal would have been amazing to take. Everything you need, you would have swiped through all 3 take profits. But it does appear that we're getting even further continuation off of this. So maybe this is just specifically the Coinbase effect. Because if you look at Coinbase just got listed 5 days ago, and we were bottomed then, and then boom. So I don't know. You could get more upside on JASMY, but I just don't think that this is the most opportune time to be entering into it. Looking at it depends on if you're playing it for longer or if you're playing it for a trade. But like the same way with SHIB, I just don't like to I don't like to buy the ends of long green candles. You know what I mean?
Who does? But that's just how it goes. Shout outs to our boy Black Mamba in the D-Live chat for that one. That's JASMY. Up next, we have about 10 minutes, a little less than 10 minutes left in the show. We have one from Mr. Ether. Up next, Mr. Ether wants to look at KCS USD KuCoin shares.
Looks like we have an exit signal on time transformation here. Nice little buyback here with a wick up into it, and it's getting sold into now. I think a close like this is likely to give you that exit signal that you got here, actually be a good exit signal. But as for now, there's nothing you can do. Both oscillators are crossed under. If anything, I would take this as a sign to get out of my position in profit if you were already in it. Coming up onto this resistance, acting as resistance clearly here, bouncing off your baseline. I think that there's nothing to do quite yet here. You could get that continuation signal if you get a close. If you get a buyback and close above this resistance level, I think you're likely to see that crossover on, looks like time transformation would catch it first, but you just got to wait. So nothing to do with it right now. I would wait till the end of the day. If it closes as is, I would take that as a sign to use this take profit long signal from time transformation.
All right.
So give it the day, but I think as of now, I think it's more likely to keep coming down with the rest of everything, but we'll just have to see. But entering here, I don't think would be a good idea.
All right. Well, there you have it. There's your look at KuCoin shares from Mr. Ether. Continuing into the next one. What do we have remaining? Just a few minutes left into this show. We have XRP next for Mike Maker on D-Live.
XRP did give a continuation long here. Seems price got absorbed quite a bit there. It's a little overextended from my baseline. If anything, if I was really wanting to take that signal, I'd probably look to try to get in around that $1.08 mark. But again, I don't think that this is going to be the most opportune signal to take, considering what everything else is wicking up into these old resistances and seeing the selling pressure as well as Bitcoin dominance rising. I think the rest of these alts are likely to bleed out the same way. So I don't necessarily think that this is the best continuation long. You would have gotten some price action to the upside, but it immediately got faded, which did not touch your TP1. So looking at the crossover on your oscillators, I would likely think that you'd need to get out of this before you see more downside. Otherwise, there is a possibility you get stopped out on this one. So XRP, nothing to do for me. I don't like the continuation, to be honest with you.
All right. Well, XRP, not much more to be added to that one. Let's get into one of the last requests of the day, and it comes from Mamachi Petrov on YouTube. Hey, if you have time, please look at Neo. Well, Mr. Petrov, no problem.
This is the same type of price action that I kind of going to expect from XRP. We got that little push to the upside. Now we're getting that intraday rejection. Came up to test your 200 EMA and then immediately getting sold back into. I think that this is going to end up being a short signal this week, but nothing to do here. I think that you got this bounce up, and now you're likely to get some downward pressure to that like $42 range. I think that this is a pretty clear sign of a rejection, and then within this week, you'll likely get a short signal on Neo, which makes sense for what we're expecting on, like especially with the Bitcoin continuation long. If that does happen, I assume that these alts are going to bleed out as well as like you're seeing with bubbles today. So,
all right, brilliant. There's your look at Neo. Just about 5 minutes or less left in the show. Just enough time to get to one more request. It comes from...
One more and it's one?
It's, yeah, exactly. Murdoch the Murloc writes, hey guys, can you look at 1A and FTM2? Okay. Let's do Harmony 1 chain.
See, I do like this continuation just in the sense that if you look where we got this continuation signal, it's clearly above all old resistance. So that's a pretty healthy sign that you're going to get some continuation. Really gonna have to figure out a way to get back on the regular buy net, so they don't catch me this time. But this continuation would have been a good signal to take. Got a little bit of downside here, but then boom, popped right up to hit a TP1, and then you'd likely have your stop loss at break even, which would be fine. If anything, if you're in one right now, I don't think it's a bad idea to stay in it. If you haven't taken any profit, I would do a little bit of that. Move your stop loss to break even, because if we get a sell-off, it could be rough. You're starting to get some crossovers on your oscillators, so maybe this isn't the most opportune time to enter a position here. But if you're in it for now, you haven't got that exit signal, but you might be getting it today with these crossovers on your oscillators. So take that with what you will. If you were already in it, great, you probably made some profit, but don't get too greedy.
Brilliant. Not much more to add. That is Murdoch the Murloc's request for one Harmony chain. You know what? We have one left. And we still got 3 minutes left in the show, so I think we can knock out the final request. It's Phantom for our boy Murdoch.
Phantom. Very similar chart. Phantom's been having a great couple weeks here. Very solid chart. Now I can't. I don't know if this is going to end up printing that take profit along with that press to the upside here. That would be the only sign of weakness that we're really seeing out of Phantom, is these crossovers. But other than that, if you're in it, I don't think you should have taken some profit by now, but I think you're good to stay in this for now. It's a little too far gone from everything that I would like to see. This continuation right here did play out. It looks like the same exact continuation as the last Neo that we were looking, or was it Neo, or yeah, I think it was Neo. But looks strong. Definitely a strong chart here. If you are playing early exit signals with oscillators, you might get one today, which I think that you probably likely have already had a great trade, so don't look to give horse in the mouth. But entering here, I don't think is the right move. So yeah, I think that's it for FTM. FTM has been super strong. I bet that weekly chart looks great.
Terrific. Boom. Terrific. It certainly does. Well, there is your look at FTM. Big shout outs to Murdoch the Murloc for that one. It reminds me how many of these gems I should have been stacking in the years up to the cycle. Could have made away like a bandit by stacking some gems like Solana and FTM, Kusama's, you know, there's so many. Cardano obviously did very well. Do we have to mention Hex? Man, what a cycle it's been. Crazy to think there's still so many more gains to potentially be had, but at the moment, Bitcoin seems to be seemingly outpacing everybody right now.
It's for sure stealing the show right now. I mean, look at her. And then we did get a weekly continuation long on Bitcoin, but it's one of those ones that I really don't like underneath resistance. We've got that buyback boom, and we are seeing continuation through it. So I really want to see this break. If we can break that 60,000 level, I mean, we're likely to get a whole nother leg up here. So I want to see whether price consolidates here for a little bit to break up to higher highs, or whether we get that higher high and then we get faded. I just don't know. It's kind of between a rock and a hard place right now, but it really does bother me that we never came down here and tested this 34 range. Of course, I know people get mad at the Gap boys, but I really do think that there's quite a large gap here right here at this, which I have marked out, that 34 range. That I'll be super surprised if that never ever gets retested. So, I mean, take that with what you will. But as for now, Bitcoin looks super strong. I mean, there's just no denying that.
I do see that gap there. And, yeah, we never did.
And this is one of the reasons why I've been sticking with that narrative, that I do think that we get that sell-off, a quick sell-off down into here, into that like 26 range.
Right.
And I think that pattern could end up pushing us all the way back up. But if it happens, it happens. But like at this point, I have to be able to let go of that narrative if we continue just to push up, because it looks so damn strong right now.
Yeah, but you know what? With what's going on in the major markets, what's going on with the Evergrande, potential real default Evergrande, and potentially it's been an October surprise in the markets, etc. As much as I want to be bullish, and especially with this latest move, super bullish. But of course, back in my mind, that thesis for some kind of October surprise that indeed does do a move. Big 50% move, wick to the downside, kind of like we saw during the March meltdown of last year. Yeah, I wouldn't put that out of the question for maybe October. I don't know why. Maybe it's the October surprise meme. It's getting to me. But in the meantime, until I'm proven otherwise, I still holding spot. I love riding this bit of bullishness up. I feel like the all-time highs are just around the corner.
I mean, like if you look at like even just like this pattern over here, we got that run up, so there is possibility that we can continue to do it, but you usually see quite a correction after that. So I really want to see that first before I really go balls deep into getting long on Bitcoin, because my system just didn't allow me to get into it with the speed of which we just accelerated, which sucks, but you don't catch every movement. Part of being a good trader is noticing when you should and shouldn't be in, and if you were supposed to be in but you didn't, you have to allow that to happen and then wait for your opportunity, because price usually will it's a median, man. It'll oscillate. So just because you feel like, that's how you end up aping into a position at the top. Wait for a little bit of recovery, and if we don't get it specifically within this range, we don't get it, but we'll break into a new range, we will have a pullback, and then I'll know the new range.
There you have it. Brilliant as always. There is your analysis for this Monday installment of the Breaking Bitcoin Market Update. Thanks to everybody who kicked it with us this afternoon. Alex, are you still with us there? You want to say a last word? Our boy Alex.
Don't have much to say. Yeah, that's breaking up the whole time.
It's all good. We hear you coming through, though.
Hello?
Yep, we hear you.
Yep, we can hear you.
Yeah, so I got nothing for you guys. I said enough when I did the beginning of the show.
Indeed you did.
Fine.
Indeed you did. Well, thank you, Alex, for of course doing the intro half of the analysis today. Shout outs to Jason holding it down like a champ on the request line. It's been a real pleasure, guys, coming back for this Monday installment. We will be back tomorrow for the Tuesday market update. Got some exciting new things coming to the show as well, guys. So look, I know I've been teasing them for like about a month now. They're almost finally here, guys. We're gonna rearrange the schedule a little bit. I'll let you know all the details. We'll still be broadcasting same time, but we are gonna change up how our analysts do their work throughout the week. So I'll give you guys some details. In the coming days. Look forward to that. Not much more to add, though. Much love to the audience. Peace out to you guys. See you tomorrow. And finally, Jason, final words.
Oh yeah, well, just trade safely, guys. We're seeing some impressive price action on Bitcoin. I do think that in this spot, Bitcoin will likely steal the show a little bit. Whether we keep getting more pressure to the upside or not is just a guess at this point, but it does appear that we're getting signals for continuation on the daily. So we could get that press back up to 60 grand to really get people super stoked. So I can't take anything right now with my systems. So I kind of just gotta be patient here. But yeah, like I said, just trade safely, guys. Anything can happen here, but it does appear that the hype is hitting the crypto market again. So let's see how far we can take it.
That's right. Another week in October begins. It's been a great one. Peace out to you guys. Much love. Alex.
Goodbye.
Can get a word in too if you like. We're out of here. Peace out, guys. Yep, what he said.